way to Bermuda's westernmost tip on the ferry. Now, it may look like the ultimate pleasure cruise, but believe it or not, this is the way most Bermudians commute to work.
Of course, the ferry network is a great way for you to get around as well. And you can even take your scooter along. It's real value for money, whether you take a short hop around Hamilton Harbor or a trip on a fast ferry to Dockyard or St. George's. This is not only the fastest way to travel to either end of the island, it's also the most relaxing. On the way, you'll pass these peaceful, mainly uninhabited islands. Peaceful nowadays, but during this century, they've been everything from a prisoner of war camp for South African Boers to a flying boat stopover for the first transatlantic passenger flights to a film studio.
To see the routes the ferries take and plot your best course, pick up one of these timetables at your hotel social desk or at the ferry terminal in Hamilton.
Her Majesty's Royal Naval Dockyard, the Gibraltar of the West. Sounds impressive, and it really is. You'll notice as you wander around just how massively it was constructed. The reason? We asked Dr. Edward Harris, director of the fascinating Maritime Museum, which is located right here at Dockyard.
When the United States of America became independent, the Royal Navy, of course, lost all of its harbors on the eastern seaboard, Boston, New York, and the Chesapeake. And they had nowhere between Halifax in the north and the islands, the West Indies to the south, to which they could take the fleet for refueling and repairs. So it was at that point that they came to Bermuda to establish a new dockyard here. And the purpose of the dockyard throughout the 19th century, and in fact the purpose of all of the great forts of Bermuda, was to hold Bermuda as the stronghold for the Royal Navy in the western North Atlantic, and to keep under control the American nation, which was considered throughout the 19th century to be the enemy of England.
It took 40 years of non-stop work by convicts from England to complete the dockyard. And it was effective. No enemy ever dared get within firing range of the big guns. However, as the sun began to set on the British Empire in the 50s, the Royal Navy pulled out, and Dockyard was left to crumble. But now it's back in action, under an inspired scheme that has made it Bermuda's biggest attraction. Shipwrecks, cannon, the story of our war veterans. You can experience our rich cultural heritage at the Bermuda Maritime Museum. Located inside the island's largest port, the museum's full of priceless and fascinating exhibits. Even the museum's buildings are of historical significance, including the magnificently restored, award-winning Commissioner's House. The museum is open every day. The wonderful old rooms of the cooperage make an appropriate setting for the craft market. On sale is a fascinating selection of locally made products such as cedar items, handcrafted jewelry, hand-painted clothes, books, prints, and delicious Bermuda-made condiments. Many of the products you see are made right in front of your eyes. Nearby is the Art Center, where you'll see works by the island's most accomplished artists. Some pieces are available for sale. And if the kids want to run around while you browse, there's a wonderful playground right opposite. Dockyard's Snorkel Park is Bermuda's most exciting water sports destination. Paddle boats, kayaks, water slides, and beach volleyball are all here. If you want to eat where the locals eat, choose the Freeport Seafood Restaurant. This is the place for delicious island cooking at very reasonable prices, served in a friendly atmosphere. There's also a bar where chances are you'll strike up a conversation with a local, or you could even check your email. You can see Dockyard in comfort aboard the trolley-style train, which makes a special 90-minute tour around Dockyard and the Somerset Village area. And you'll learn some fascinating facts as our tour guide points out all the places of interest along the way. Tickets are available on board.